The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
And good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? This isn't the typical intro. I'm joined tonight by KJ, and we got Spurs as well. Jason's got a new baby on the way, or at the house, so that's actually pretty fucking awesome. But yeah, he's gonna miss a show this week.
Sweet. I'm so excited about his kid, dude. I am so excited. I'm gonna lather him with gifts and stuff.
Yeah, he's a cute little shit, man. Cute little shit.
So
big kid.
What's been going on with you, man? I haven't seen you since last Sunday, dude.
Not a whole lot. I've been helping my wife quite a bit. She's got a new physical location for the office. We've been moving a lot of stuff around from the house, the office here at the house, to the new location. So it's kind of chaotic, but everything. How about you guys? How's your week been?
It's been pretty okay. What about you, Spurs?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. You know, I just got 2 shows up underneath my belt. Now I'm here with you guys. I'm excited.
That's really good, man. I'm really glad to have you join us. Tell us a little bit about yourself, in case our typical audience, all three listeners, in case they don't know anything about you.
I am now home. Spent 10 years in the Army, and I was a Cav Scout and Air Defender. And
infantry.
Basically infantry, you know, just to piss them all off, right? And
Fuck you.
And now, you know, I'm a stay-at-home dad up here in Oregon, so everything seems to be legal up here.
That's pretty awesome.
You know, and just kind of living the life. It's a good life.
That's great, man. Are you I mean, obviously, you know what the subject matter of our show is about. So, do you partake?
I have really been, how should I put this? Hesitant to do anything just because of my 100% status with the VA.
Okay, and you're worried that they'll reduce your thing if you test positive, or
right, or you know, take away any of my medications that I'm currently on.
That's the only thing that I would see, because here I'm in Colorado and it's a legal state here as well. Is it rec there in Oregon? I know it's rec in Washington.
Yep.
Okay.
It is.
So if it's anything like it is here, the VA if you test positive for marijuana, any type of pain control medication, they just cut it out.
Ah.
So I mean, they still write prescriptions for me for my seizures because I'm epileptic, but I got out of the Army and I was taking hydrocodone. I was taking 3 different types of seizure medication. I was a fucking zombie. I was taking blood pressure meds, sleeping meds, mood stabilizers, all this shit. And now I take my blood pressure meds. That's the only pill I take. And I use this flower for everything else. And it's controlled my seizures a lot better than, the pills that the VA had me on. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, that's, in my experience, they will cut painkillers. I've talked to a few guys that it's happened to. Once I got out, I just completely stopped all of that. They still, like I said, they still prescribe me my seizure meds and my blood pressure meds just in case I can't afford weed, but they're not going to give me painkillers, and I'm fine with that because I gained. I was talking to KJ about this earlier today. I was like 240 when I got out of the Army. I'm at about 195 right now, so I'm pretty happy. But yeah, I go to school now. Stay-at-home dad too. I get to catch up. I had 12 years Army infantry, so yeah, got out in Hawaii and moved here. Now I get to catch up and, catch up on all the things that I missed with, my 3 little Angel Damon hybrids.
Isn't that a nice thing, though? I missed out on so much on my.
It absolutely is. But I mean, it's. I don't know. It's a great thing. I just do miss being active. So I'm in school now, trying to stay busy. Want to get back into the gym, but I don't really trust this new shoulder that the Army gave me. So I'm at a bit of an impasse.
I feel you.
It's always it's probably one of the worst things I hear all the fucking time is I don't trust XYZ that the Army or the VA gave me, and fucking like I'm going back in the fucking gym, and I'm in the gym fucking 3-4 days a week now, and it's just so many fucking times I'll be there with another fucking vet, and he's sitting there like, I don't think I can do that, dude, because of my new shoulder or my new fucking knee. I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah, it sucks though, dude. But you don't want to, like, I had a complete shoulder reconstruction, so you don't really want to mess that up more than once.
Exactly.
Every time they fix it, it heals weaker. So I mean, I'm kind of hesitant to get back into it, but I got to eventually. I'm back into running, so that's pretty good. Getting back cardio wise, the knee seems to be holding up okay. So
that's impressive. I mean, I've read so many studies with running. It kills the knees, so that's good.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad here. I don't know. It's the shoulder though. The shoulder hurt a lot longer after the knee hurt. So I don't know if I'm ready to get back into the gym lifting weights or anything like that. But yeah, the knee seems to be holding up fine, which is good because there's a couple plates and about 4 screws in there. So. And I feel them in the winter.
Yeah, I never believed the old people when they used to say, I could feel the rain coming or the storm coming, and I feel it now, and I'm just like, oh, yep. Okay.
Yeah, no, but that's a shame that going back to the reason you don't partake. I completely understand your hesitation, but it's a shame that we have to make that choice. As veterans. Yeah. Whether to do the healthier way or to, continue on the Skittles that they give us, and they get bonuses for giving us.
Yeah. Well, I'm on. It seems to be the ulcer inducer. They have me on. What was it?
Ibuprofen 800.
Yeah. 4 of those a day.
Oh, careful of that shit. You might go fucking sterile.
Yeah.
Hey, I have 3, and one's about to go to college. I don't need any more of those.
Yeah, there you go. You're thinking like me. I've got 3 girls, and I'm done. I am done.
I got all the trophies I need.
But that's insane. I remember having to take those fucking horse pills, dude. Those ibuprofen 800 milligrams.
And then the Flexerol, up
Muscle
to
relaxer. I was taking that.
Fuck Flexerol.
4 or 5 a day.
Yep.
As I'm just like, God, But that's what they did the scan on my back, and they're like, yeah, you have a back of an 80-year-old. I'm like, great, thanks. That's what I get for rappelling out of helicopters and carrying a Stinger missile.
Yeah, they're telling me that I need back surgery. I'm only 32, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna hold off as long as possible. I mean, that's a big fucking decision. I've got a tear in my L4 and L5, and they've called me a couple times since I've been out, just doing MRIs to monitor it. But yeah, they're like, yeah, we need to get you in for a consult for surgery. I'm like, I'll wait off. I'll hold off until this plant can't treat the pain.
Yep.
You sure that's a good thing to do though? I mean, even a consult for surgery, just the consult
alone. Well, no, I mean they're talking about get me scheduled.
Oh, scheduling.
I mean, I've already talked to them when my PCM and freaking orthopedic surgeon. Whenever they were doing whenever they read the results of the MRI to me. So yeah, no, whenever they're trying to schedule me to come in to actually sit down and go through the surgery, I can't do that, man. No, I'm too young.
See, I'm all excited because Tennessee passed it through the House. We haven't passed through the Senate, but we passed it through the House here for medical, and I'm all fucking excited because I don't have
direction.
Yeah, I don't have a need for it, but my wife does, and she hasn't been able to for years and years and years, and just would be so fucking nice to her to be able to partake and not be in any pain.
Right. I mean, and it helps with everything, dude. I can walk into my dispensary and get my wife fucking tea bags that help with lady pain, like cramps for PMSing. Like a tea bag that I just put in some water and then she drinks it and it's perfect. During Shark Week, you give her a fucking half an edible and she's good.
Notice the wife responding to the edible.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, yeah, it works. None of that. She doesn't need to take Pamprin or the Midol or whatever the fuck they call it. Yeah, I mean, it's just this. It's pretty cool how it just gets rid of. It's so multi-purposed. There's so many different uses for it.
Sometimes I feel like the good green, the Mara Jane. Sometimes I feel like when people are talking about it, it's like the old fucking snake oil vendors. It's like, it'll cure your bunions, it'll heal your joints, and then on the other end, like, people start throwing science at me. I'm like, God fucking damn it! I just wish it didn't sound so snake oily.
It does, yeah, because I mean, it doesn't cure everything. I'm not gonna sit here and say it cures everything. It's helped me quite a bit.
Yeah,
it's cured my seizures. Everyone's different, There's little girls that take this stuff in oil form that they were having 20, 30 seizures a day.
Yeah,
now they're having maybe 3 a week.
Yeah, and then they sue the Attorney General Jeff Sessions. I remember that.
Yeah, that guy. He's a constant talking point on our show. That dude.
The twat waffle for the anti-weeds groups.
Yeah. Senator Jefferson Beauregard Sessions. But, Jason has a little theory that kind of makes me feel a little better. He's talking about, this, if anything, this is going to force Congress to propose meaningful legislation to legalize it federally. Because these senators and congressmen that are elected in these states where it's legal, they're not going to want to they're not going to be voted back in if they can't keep it legal, Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I think 71% of Florida fucking voted for medical, and my grandmother had to move her entire life from Florida to Colorado just to get access to it, because the Governor Scott Dunn of Florida is saying that he knows what people want better than 71% of their voting populace.
I can tell you from experience from living in Florida, fucking Governor Scott is the same person that says that we the people want, what was it, like $5 or $6 billion fucking dollars spent on better roadways to get to Disney, when all we really fucking want is, South St. Pete to be fucking safe to walk around at night. We're not going to get fucking raped in Tampa. Fuck, Rick Scott's an idiot. Fucking
he's a chode. But
I'm supposed to be chill. I gotta chill out. I can't get fucking triggered on your show, Charlie.
No, you can, because you're not going to trigger me though. That's the thing. I'm the constant, man. I'm going to be the mellow Charlie that because if I start getting triggered, I'll just rip another bull. You know that.
For shizzle.
But it is dumb though that. I mean, what was I don't want to give out a false number. What was the amount of Americans that voted or said that they have no problem with it being legal? It was like 61%.
Yeah, it keeps growing too.
Yeah, that was at the election time.
I can get
61%.
64% of Americans support legalization of marijuana throughout the United States.
Okay, there you have it, folks.
So,
that sounded like an important quote.
And the amazing thing is how it's changed this perception, because there was such that campaign, at least when I was growing up, to say no and everything was bad, and now it's the perception is changing, and the amount of money that our government could be gaining from this to rebuild the infrastructure.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, just here, like what we're using it for in Colorado is just the education system.
Yep.
And going towards roads. I mean, infrastructure. That's a big fucking thing. But for the first 2 years it was legal here in Colorado, people were getting 2 state tax returns at the end of the year. Just because they had so much money.
Wait,
That's
what?
insane.
Yeah, like 2 state tax returns.
I need to move to Colorado.
Not anymore, because they figured out that it's better to, put this money into schools, put this money into roads, invest in Colorado. Because, I mean, shit, you said you were born here, right, Spurs?
Yep.
Yeah. So man, this is God's country, dude. Like, I'm from the Northeast, but this is like I open my garage and I see the fucking mountains right there. NORAD is like 15 miles from my house, and I stare at it every time I open my fucking door. So that could be a double-edged sword if we do go to war, because I'll probably be one of the first targets, like NORAD. But
they know that they can't penetrate NORAD, so
So they'll just bomb the cities around them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just demotivate the soldiers by going after their families and everything.
Yeah, I think I'm actually safe up here in Oregon because the other countries watch our news.
Well, they think you're Canadian, or
right?
They think you're Canada. So
well, and then they know that it's full of liberal hippies up here, and with all of those people, they're just going to turn on the rest of American public anyways. So they're just going to be the bitches that walk over to the other country and say, "Oh, don't shoot."
Yeah. No, my hands are up. Nah, man, it's nice out there too. I've made it out to Washington State a few times. Mount St. Helens is awesome. But other than stopping for an airport, I don't think I haven't been to California. other than an airport. I mean, but
yeah, this is just North California. That's all.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, I went up to we went up to Mount St. Helens a couple of times, and it was pretty nice. But
yep,
I just love this area, But to invest that money back into the state, into tourism, Garden of the Gods is a stone's throw from my house. I mean, it's all pretty crazy here.
So, in high school, and another drawing factor that I miss is I got to see Dave Matthews at Red Rocks.
Nice, yeah. Red Rocks is awesome. Out here at Garden of the Gods.
Yep. Just gorgeous amphitheater.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing up there. Also, have you been on the Helen Hunt Falls?
Helen Hunt Falls.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy place too. I went hiking there a couple of times with a buddy of mine.
Nice. No, I haven't been out there. I spent so my youth was on the eastern side, and then, well, I say youth, but then I think 6th grade, I moved out to western Colorado.
Gotcha.
And the National Monument out there, and the Mesa, and the high desert. I loved it out there too.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. But what about you, KJ? You gonna come out to Colorado?
I mean, the real question is, if I come to Colorado, will you be able to get me to leave? Yeah, there are 2 states in this country that if I go to, I'm never coming back from, which is Colorado and New Hampshire. And my wife already dragged me away from New Hampshire once.
Oh yeah, not happening again.
If I go back to New Hampshire,
that's God's country too, man.
Oh man,
out there, seeing the leaves change. Oh man.
Oh. We are in constant deliberation of where to move, and I am all for New Hampshire, and she's sitting there saying anywhere else, and I'm like, but live free or die, baby, live free or die.
Well, Massachusetts is the spirit of America, so go there.
I'm sorry, I'm a New Yorker, not a masshole.
I know, but you can convert.
I converted enough with the Patriots, man.
Speaking of, our boys are back in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
So Spurs is a Cowboy or a Broncos fan. Sorry, Broncos.
It's all
fan.
good. Yeah.
What's going on with you guys?
They hired an idiot for a head coach.
Who's that? Gase? That's Adam Gase.
No.
Gase is down in Miami now.
Yeah. No, we had Vance Joseph.
Joseph, that's who it is. Vance Joseph.
And I think it was just, I mean, our defense. We didn't lose much on the defense, and we were still we were like a strainer, just letting everybody through. And
the highlight for the Broncos season was that interview that Sergio Dip had on the sidelines that game.
Yeah,
where he's having the time of his life. That guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I
think that's a highlight of you guys' season. But there's a promise this year. I mean, who do you guys got coming back? Do you know?
As of now, we still have Vaughn.
So no one important. Okay, not a problem.
No, Vaughn's insane. I would kill for Vaughn. You
can't talk smack about Vaughn.
Vaughn has not hit. No one's hit Brady more than Von Miller.
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, that dude's just intense.
He may hit Brady plenty of times, but they're not in the Super Bowl. Brady.
They're not. They're not. Ooh.
Yeah, they're not. But when was it? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pat's
When
got an
Vaughn,
opportunity to repeat though.
yeah, when Vaughn was making it back there and just disrupting Brady, and you could just see the anger and frustration and almost tears in Brady's eyes every time that Vaughn was back there.
Something about Mile High. But no, it's that's the only team in the league that has a winning record against Brady and Belichick.
Yep. Well,
and it's only by one. It's only by one. So this year or this next season, if they play, they can tie.
They don't play this next year.
Oh, the next year then.
Yeah.
Brady's going to play for 2 more years.
God, can we just send him off to pasture?
No.
He's all right. So I said this with you on Thursday, and I'm gonna say it again here. Brady wants to play till he's 45. I can see him going to
Brady
one more Super Bowl.
wants to play till he sucks.
Yeah.
He's already said that. He's not going to be Peyton Manning, win a Super Bowl, and ride off into the sunset.
Yeah,
he's already said, I want to play till I suck.
Yeah. And
they wouldn't have gotten Garoppolo if they had any.
Which is going to be 45, because in 5 years, he's going to start declining. It's going to happen.
I don't know, man. I'm going to start fucking investing in avocado ice cream.
I'm calling it when he's 45, in 5 more years, that's when we're no longer going to see Brady. But I am going to call this. He is going to go to another Super Bowl. I'm not going to say it's a win, but I am going to say he's going to go to another Super Bowl. And this dynasty will end by Brady turning 45.
Oh, maybe. James Harrison, though, he's said that he wants to come back next year, which is awesome. I'm so glad the Steelers dropped the ball on him.
Really?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the dude's shown up. He's got 4 sacks already. He's played in 3 games for New England. 4 sacks, 2 strips. So, I mean, he's only taken 40 snaps all season, they said. But, I mean, he's got plenty in reserves. And he was talking to Deion Sanders the other night. And he's like, so you're going to hang him up after this? He's like, nah, feeling kind of motivated by Tom. I want to, see what it's like playing 40, maybe 41. Oh, my God, man. Brady. They're going to have to fucking pick him and Brady up and drop him off after the game at the nursing home.
I'm wondering when Belichick's going to retire.
I think when Brady goes, Belichick's going to go too. But I don't think he's going to go until he has a successful backup. I think his kids are going to be involved in Patriots coaching to come because both of his kids, or 2 of his kids, are on the coaching staff.
Now, here's a question for you. Do you see a Belichick dynasty happening?
Could.
Like we
have, it really could.
Like we have in basketball with the Ball family. Do we see
that? No, except the Belichick, dynasty would be notorious for winning and not talking in press conferences, and the Ball dynasty is all about talking and just talking and not winning. A
dynasty is a dynasty. Good, bad, or indifferent. A dynasty. You look at the Chinese. A dynasty is a dynasty. But,
okay, go ahead. But, I get you.
See, I'm not for nepotism. I don't think your kids should be working for you in that capacity. I think they should.
Yeah. I think that they should. They if they're capable of doing the job, if they're the best for the job, then yeah, let them be there. But I mean, if they can carry on that coaching that mantra, because it's a fucking slogan, it's a catchphrase. The no days off, the do your job. Those mantras, those phrases have like a lot of power for Pat's Nation. So I think that as long as those translate from him to his kids, that they'd be decent coaches. But I understand the nepotism argument too.
I think I'm just going to need to go hit up the weed shop before the Super Bowl. That's the only way I'm going to get through it.
It'll be okay, man.
KJ, are you keeping an eye on that Facebook chat? We got a Jonathan asking a couple questions.
Let me see what Jonathan, what's going down?
Okay, yeah, what do we got?
I'm not seeing. Yeah, I learned. Yeah, I mean, dude, I feel you there. Loving Colorado, learn how to snowboard and Durango, dude. I remember you there. I learned up at Pikes Peak, which was pretty weird. I went to my first fucking LAN party in Pikes Peak, but I don't see any questions, my friend. I think everyone's just hanging out, having a good time.
So, what do you think of I'll think of the hemp CBD and RSO.
What do I think of it?
Yeah.
Hemp CBD oil, it's been proven to help, and I mean it's legal in all 50 states. So, I mean it's considerably weaker than whole plant cannabis CBD oil, which is what I use. That's the strains for Harlequin, which is my strain. I love Harlequin. It's a 3-to-1 CBD to THC. It's considerably weaker than whole plant cannabis. But Rick Simpson oil, though, I can't say a bad thing about Rick Simpson oil. It's helped a lot of people from wasting diseases. It's helped Parkinson's. I'm all for anything that helps,
Yeah.
My brother, for the longest time, my actual blood brother, he for the longest time in Florida was talking about opening up a CPD shop because
Nice.
Apparently it's legal in Florida.
Yeah.
Nope, you can't have fucking weed, but don't worry about CPD. Go right ahead. Go crazy.
The CBD, yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, well, I mean, the THC is the component that actually gets you high, the cannabinoid that gets you high. CBD cannabidiol is more of it slows down electrical impulses, so it helps with, epilepsy, obviously. It helps with Parkinson's. It helps, basically calm things down, as opposed to THC, which gets you fucking lit, gets you gassed. So, but the fucking hemp CBD is actually legal in all 50 states, just because it is considerably weaker than whole plant cannabis.
I don't know. It's been so long for me. I'm just.
Yeah, there's science into this shit now, dude. Like, I smoked a few times in high school. I might have lied and said that I didn't on the waiver. I think I'm not the only person in America that did that to join the military, but there's been about 20 years worth of fucking science put into this shit since the last time I even touched a fucking, a bowl, a bong, a joint. And it kicked my ass the first time I tried it after getting out of the military and just wanting to smoke. I just smoked a joint. Didn't want to overdo it. Dude, I was floored. This stuff is probably 5 times stronger than it was when I was in high school. Same exact fucking strain.
I'm sitting here. I'm reading some article, just popped up on my fucking Facebook. But it's like, is marijuana bad for your heart? Science can't say yet. And that's a completely wonderful, awesome, great way to tag it. Is there's evidence leading to this, evidence leading to that.
Yeah.
But looking at what they're referencing to is what it does and what it fights against and what it works for. I'm 1,000 times for medical marijuana and for fucking using it and even for studying purposes, because dude, the negative things, if in 70 80 years they study with the heart issues that come with smoking pot, and if it takes 70 80 years of smoking a quarter of a pound of weed a day, fuck it.
Yeah.
You'll find if that's going to take care of my pain, if that's going to take care of all the other bullshit, I don't have to worry about taking ibuprofen, which is going to sterilize me. Hell yeah.
Yep.
I'd rather just have a spliff.
And going to the CBD also helps with pain too. So I mean, they've when I said that they've put a lot of science into this, they can separate strains. So you can just get straight CBD, which like Charlotte's Web is like an 18% CBD to like a 0.04% THC. So you don't have to get the fucking high, the psychoactive high from it to have the body, like the pain numbing benefits of it, So it's promising because this is going to be a huge industry in America. They were talking about by 2020, it's going to take over for manufacturing jobs. This is the number one manufacturing job in the United States.
Which would be fantastic.
Absolutely. And that's only in the states. That's projected only in the states where it's legal. Imagine world or nationwide, coast to coast.
The only thing that worries me about legalization of marijuana is how do you prevent the stupidity? And I'm talking like,
oh, well, you can't prevent stupidity even with sober people. You're not going to be able to control it with high people.
Punishing someone that does something stupid, like they decide to drive while high. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, absolutely. They should hold them accountable, just like they do with drunk drivers. There are going to be laws associated with marijuana. There are going to be laws, and they're just trying to figure out what to imply or what laws to actually put down on paper to try to enforce. Because there for a while they were doing mouth swabs here for people who they thought was smoking weed, but the mouth swabs turned out they could be active fucking immediately to 20 minutes. So that's a pretty narrow time to determine if someone smoked or not. That's an officer catching someone maybe smoking, pulling them over and giving them a mouth swab, but the technology's not there yet to prove it. So they can only go on assumption. But once they do figure out a way, I'm fairly certain they're going to have a way to punish people for being stupid.
I mean, treat it like treat it like DUI, fucking. And the other thing is we're not going to stop our kids from smoking it. I mean, of course we're not. I remember fucking my mom, fucking she, at some point in my life she fucking drug tested me because she thought I was smoking, and I was, but lo and behold, this one of those cheap fucking $20-$30 drug tests.
Oh, you studied. You studied for the test.
So I fucking prepped, and I learned that if I just shook it real quick, just once, like if I shook it, while I was taking the test, then it would spoof it. And then the second time I spit in it, and I spoiled the test. I'm like, okay, great. So kids are not going to, especially now with the internet.
Yeah.
But
It's shit's a lot easier to find out how to skirt shit now. You're not going to be able to stop it.
I just think fucking. There should be like how we have sex ed. It's like, okay, hey, here's the legal sins that our country allows to participate in: alcohol, fucking pot, and tobacco. And here's what you need to know about it.
Yep. And just tell the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me ask you this, because as a dad of a 17, almost 18-year-old, what I've seen studies that show that it affects the brain growth.
Yeah. Absolutely, because the brain doesn't stop developing until 23.
Correct.
Yep.
So, I mean, and I've seemed to have had an issue with him at one point in time where, I caught him, and it was more the lying to me than anything else. Because I understand that, when I was a dumbass teenager, I was out partying and drinking and doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
But, why... I don't know. I just don't see the draw to it per se.
Right.
Being if there's going to be growth hindrance. Now, as a medical and as an adult, do what you're going to do, but just be smart about it. I guess that's my kind of look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. With kids, I mean, going to what KJ said, education. Let them know what this is going to do to them. Don't just feed propaganda lies like what was going through whenever we were growing up,
Right.
Don't just tell them it's bad. Stay away from it.
Right. Gateway. It's going to lead you into heroin, and you're going to end up on the
turn
street,
into a Mexican,
right, with no teeth and throwing your shoes over the telephone wire.
Yeah, it's education. Letting my kids know that this is my medicine. They've seen me on pills. I was a fucking zombie. I was taking 3 grams of one seizure med a day, 1.5 grams of another, 3.2 grams of gabapentin a day. So, I mean, I was taking fucking pretty mind fucking numbing drugs, and a lot of them. But my kids know this is my medicine. They know that I'm completely different. We were in Hawaii. I didn't want to go out and do shit on the pills because I was just numb all the time.
Yep.
But with weed, we'll go out. Wife will drive. We'll go hiking, go have some fun. I'll take my kids to Chuck E. Cheese for fuck's sake. And actually sit around and
that might actually make Chuck E. Cheese bearable.
Win more tickets for them than they can win themselves. Yeah, dude, that's what we did. We took my youngest daughter. She just turned 5, and we took her there for her birthday party, and it was pretty fun. Wife drove there. I smoked before we left the house. Wife drove, and everything was great. It was a fun time. I typically hate other people's kids, but this was a little fun event because my daughter would not leave my side. All of her friends were there, everything else, but she just wanted to stay with me because I was getting more tickets.
Nice.
So yeah, it was pretty fun.
Dad's gonna win me the giant fucking bear. What's your dad do? He just fucking sits and plays on his phone. Sucks to suck.
Yeah, no, but it's a good time, man. But education is key to making sure that we don't know everything about this. And granted, there could be health risks down the road. We find out as 70 years ago, lead was something that was used in fillings for dental work, So we could find something down the road that says that this is bad. But until I see something that says this is worse for me than the alcohol that I can legally go into a store and buy, then I'll continue doing this,
Yeah.
I mean, it takes care of almost all the shit. The only thing I haven't found was a strain for blood pressure yet. Once I do that, then I'll be off these blood pressure pills.
If there's one thing I always found hilarious, my my grandma, before she passed away, my grandma had cancer, and it fucking happens, dude. Like, this is almost 10 years ago, and staying at my grandma's over in fucking down by Miami. I'm living in Florida at the time, and staying at my grandma's, and lo and fucking behold, and I hope to God my mom ain't listening to this shit, but my grandma had a dealer.
Uh-oh.
It was really fucking weird when the fucking dude shows up.
That's awesome.
And eventually what happened was, it got to a point with her cancer that it was harder for her to drive. So she just offered him a place to live. Like, hey, man,
awesome.
you need a fucking room to rent. So when me and my brother would show up, to stay at grandma's house, he would disappear. But then, immediately afterwards, and I come to find out, I was like, yeah, that was her dealer. He was fucking just wheeling and dealing, and it explains. At the time, I was like 17, never fucking ran in a pot before, and of course, this is the fucking downside. Grandma passes away. I go on my complete fucking rebel without a cause tangent. I'm like, the fuck is this? And I'm cleaning out her fucking house with my parents. The fuck is this fucking rule? Oh my god, this is a joint.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just lost my grandfather.
I'm sorry,
fucking about 6 months ago, and he had mesothelioma. So that was one of the reasons we got them to move from Florida to up here. It was so he can try it, to see how it helps as opposed to all the pills he was on. He lived, I think, 4 months longer than his no later than date that the doctor gave him to pass. And we think a lot of it has to do with, him using this, because he stopped his meds when he came up here. He was ready to die. And I mean, he hung on for 4 more months. So that was pretty cool. But I got him to try it. And I mean, dude, he wouldn't eat unless, yeah.
Well, and my dad passed away a couple of years ago, and a Vietnam vet, Agent Orange gave him cancer all through the throat and brain. And on the down low, he was down there, and he was, taking the oil and everything else just to relieve some pain. He lived in Colorado, but he didn't want to lose that other benefits of the pain meds and treatment. But he lasted another 6 months than what the doctors were saying too. So
yeah, I mean, it's crazy that we don't even let them research this shit medically. They can't even do any meaningful research on this until it's legalized federally, or at least legalized for research.
You know what?
What's up, Joe? Sorry about that. I see you in the chat.
What's going on, Joe? I don't see the chat.
Shame on you. You know what else fucking, it really grinds my gears, to steal a phrase from a popular New England family that is also rooting for the Patriots.
Go Pats.
Go Pats. Fucking, it isn't just fucking pot that's treated this way.
Yeah.
Like fucking vaping. Please don't stone me for this, pun intended.
You have a vape?
I have a vape. I
have a vape. I vape THC extract.
Well, I vape nicotine juices.
Oh, I smoke cigarettes like a person.
Yeah, well, I'm trying not. My wife came up to me one and was like, "Honey, you stop breathing in your sleep. You just completely." Well, thank you, phone. I appreciate that. You just stop breathing entirely in your sleep. You need to stop smoking. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll start vaping. And I go to the vape shop, and of course the guy's sitting there. He's like, and he's in there. And of course, I'm like, is this safer than smoking? Is this healthier than smoking? He looks at me and goes, I can't say, as he slides a like 200-page document from some university in England.
Oh, shit.
He's like, I can't say if it's better or worse than smoking according to the Food and Drug Administration.
Because Philip Morris will have our ass.
And then he like walks out, then he like signals me to walk outside, and we walk outside of the vape shop and says, okay, technically, because I've clocked down, I'm no longer at my job, and I'm outside of my place of work, you need to read that fucking thing while you're there. You can smoke as much fucking vape, you can vape as much as you fucking want, just read it, that has everything that I can't say. And I'm sitting there being like, holy fucking shit, it's water vapor. Oh, you may catch pneumonia.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to vape like 600 liquid ounces of fucking juice to catch pneumonia. Okay, cool, not a problem. Oh, if you're going to use it with marijuana, oh, hey, there's a whole thing on fucking using liquid THC on it and the benefits of it. And I'm like, okay, I need to smoke, 800 liquid ounces of fucking liquid THC to get pneumonia. Well, that's fucking nice.
What was that? They were trying to say popcorn lung or something came from it too, right?
Well,
I heard something about that. I'm not sure if there's any truth to it.
Popcorn lung can happen. It can happen. But the thing with popcorn lung is like, especially with vaping, it's when you allow, from my bare bones understanding of this, and if someone knows more, please correct me. But from what I'm understanding, it's when you allow the coil to get so hot that the vape, as it goes through the coil and the cotton, it actively burns the cotton, and you start getting that in your lungs, and it starts, molding it and ripping it into that popcorn shape.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting there going like, fuck it, this shit.
Yeah, I don't really pay much attention to those rumors. Yeah. I mean, because if it would fucking help me stop, then I probably would start vaping. But I don't think it would help me because I don't think I want to quit. I need to fucking quit, but I don't think I want to.
Oh, it was my wife recorded a video of me sleeping when I was still heavily smoking. Like every now and then, right now, I'll buy a pack and it'll last me like 2 weeks because I've even put down the vaping. But it's just to the point of like, fucking, when I was smoking like a pack and a half a day, I was silence for a good 2 minutes, and then.
Are either of you on the CPAP?
No, I'm not.
I've
never got tested for sleep apnea, but my wife says I don't snore. So
my wife, we begged, borrowed, and stealed one for a while to get me on it because she thought I was having fucking sleep apnea. Turns out I was just smoking too much.
Well, so I went to the VA. I did the sleep study, and I have one of the machines. But I'm the same way. I need to knock it off, but I'm really afraid now that I've got this gig to lose this beautiful radio voice of mine. And so I think I just need to continue on.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking everyone's got their vice. My fucking thing is dip. I fucking dip like a motherfucker. My brother, my blood brother, he fucking smokes. He smokes weed. He loves his weed. He's got some fucking disease that
sounds like a man after my own heart.
Yeah, but he's also like so fucking like, my parents are pissed off all the time, and then they set up some ground rules because he lives with them still. But it's just like, okay, just don't smoke in the fucking house. Okay, and he's fucking 19, so you know what happened. But anyway,
yeah,
fucking moving past that, fucking. My brother, he smokes weed. My other brother drinks like a fucking fish. But at the same time, it's like, okay, responsible dipping. As responsible as you can be when you're 20 years old and you know everything. Responsible drinking when you're a veteran that's going through school in your first year out after ETS. Responsible. At least that's what we tell ourselves every night before we go to the fucking shop in the morning to pick up more.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I feel like if tomorrow, Tennessee Governor Haslam signed a bill into law from Tennessee, and he said weed is legal recreationally and medicinally,
it would still take a year and a half to get everything set up.
I'm saying perfect world.
Okay, guys.
Perfect world, and fucking the dispensary was up and ready to rock and roll that day. I would walk the fuck in there and buy myself a solid brick pound of weed and just smoke myself to oblivion for the entire fucking week. And be happy as shit. And then go back to just being the responsible adult I am. Okay, I bought a pound. I have to make it last for fucking 6 months. Okay, it lasted me for 3 years because, I'm not I'm a connoisseur, you know. I'm like a wine sommelier. A little bit of everything.
Couple orange slices. If you put a couple orange peels inside the baggie, it'll keep it kind of moist. So, in case you do buy a pound, in your perfect world.
Look at that. Joe is offering for me to come out and have a session with him.
Oh, you can come to Colorado, have a session with me too. I've got the stuff that'll cross your eyes, bro. I got my old pro mask because I paid for my other one.
No.
Because I couldn't find it and it was packed in household goods, and I modded it to fit my volcano, which is a vaporizer.
Really?
A flower vaporizer, yeah. It's pretty legit.
Okay, I see something in the chat that I find fucking interesting. Richard Hengy says every cannabis arrest is a violation of natural human rights. And this is where the conflict for me comes in.
Yeah, that's a bit over the top to say. I mean, I think that arrested just for fucking cannabis, but there is a lot of violence does come from, the sale of cannabis.
Yeah.
So there are justifiable arrests, but just arresting someone for possession of fucking a flower, I think it is against. It should be against fucking.
As much as I talk that I would love to fucking start smoking tomorrow if it became legal.
Mm-hmm.
The harsh reality is right now it is very much illegal in my state, and I as a good citizen of my country and a patriot follow my country's laws. And unless it became, and I would even have a reservation if it went legal state on the state side of things, but not federally.
Right.
And even then, even if it didn't go federally, if I was waiting for federal approval, I still would hold off because I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm a patriot. I don't want to fucking violate my country's laws and be in trouble for it. And right now, currently, cannabis is against federal law. Now, I don't fucking sit here and think, Charlie, you're a fucking criminal for smoking weed because you got that buffer, the state saying this and the state's protecting your right. But every cannabis arrest is a violation of natural human rights? No, it's just
going
the
far.
law. It's just the law.
I kind of, whenever going to the back to the Nixon administration.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I have no
I mean, just going back there, whenever one of his own spokespersons, Esslinger, admitted and testified in front of Congress, there's videos of it, there's videos of his testimony, his words are, immortalized in fucking the Library of Congress, but saying that they knew that everything that they were saying while trying to criminalize this plant was a lie. They knew everything they were trying to say. That they knew it was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
But let me pull up the exact quote.
I know what you're talking about. I can actually get it from.
So I mean, I can understand. There are laws, and I follow laws, but at the same time, there are unjust laws, or laws that are in because they're benefiting politicians more than
Oh yeah, by far.
Society. I don't think that it's our duty to follow an unjust law. It's really not. It's just like in the military. You don't follow an unlawful order.
Fucking, it was.
But
are you talking about...
to say that it's a fucking crime against human civil rights or human rights, I think that's a bit far.
Are you fucking talking about the quote from Dan Baum, the presidential aide?
Hang on, I'm typing it in right now. Esslinger.
So the way I look at it, I mean, if you look at, I tend to be a little bit more of a conservative libertarian. I believe that everybody has their own, rights. Now, the federal government is designed to keep us safe within our borders. And I don't think that they should be telling us who, what we should be putting in or what we shouldn't be putting in our bodies. Now, there's so many different aspects of that, so I think these states that are passing it are correct. Hey, if you want to do it, great. If you don't think it's right, move to somewhere where it's not legal.
Yeah. Well, no, here's the quote. I'm glad you talked that so I can find it. It's Ehrlichman. That was his name, not Esslinger. Ehrlichman. Okay, he said the Nixon campaign in 1968 and the Nixon White House after that had two enemies: the anti-war left and black people. Former Nixon domestic policy chief John Ehrlichman told Harper's writer Dan Baum for the April cover story, you understand what I'm saying? We knew we couldn't make it illegal to either be against the war or black.
Yeah, that was the quote I was about to get you, yeah.
Yeah, but by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and blacks with heroin, and then criminalizing both heavily, we could disrupt those communities. We could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them night after night on evening news. Did we know we were lying about the drugs? Of course we did. So whenever this is testifying in front of Congress saying this stuff, like, how is it still acceptable to arrest people on something that you admitted to not knowing what the fuck you're talking about, or lying completely about it?
Well, once again, laws are based off of public perception. And right now, if you look back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, the public perception of marijuana was not high, pun intended. It was not in high value. So Richard brings up again, Rosa Parks knew there was a law, but she sat at the front anyway. Public opinion on desegregation was turning and shifting, especially after World War II and the Korean War, where we had a lot of veterans that served, that were dealing with mixed units, that were dealing, yes, there were segregated units, but you were dealing with one unit running into another, and both fought just as hard to do whatever. It was a matter of, in the Rosa Parks example, segregation was starting to become a why? Who cares? And if you look at the North versus South argument, especially with segregation, because it's heavier in the South than the North has more population. So the populace fucking said, who gives a fuck? Same thing with weed. Nowadays, fucking weed, oh my God, there are more fucking 13-year-olds. Have you guys fucking watched Vine before it got taken down? There was more fucking 12 and 13-year-olds giving quick 9-second tutorials on how to light the quickest blunt ever. And it ain't no fucking bullshit fucking like, here's some fucking oregano.
Now they're doing Tide Pods.
Now they're doing Tide Pods. There's where we draw the line. You can't smoke weed before you're 15, because if you smoke weed before you're 15, those same kids were doing the quick fucking joint rolling videos on Vine at 12 and 13 are now
Tide
fucking
Pods.
doing the Tide Pod challenge.
They're heavily addicted to Tide Pods.
Did you see that my meme got taken down?
What meme?
Which one?
It was Michael Jackson, that popcorn bucket meme. Well, it was.
And he was eating Tide Pods.
He was eating Tide Pods. Facebook actually sent me a warning and took that down. They're like, this is not appropriate. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're that
great.
worried about kids eating Tide Pods that my meme is going to affect them?
I'd be more scared of Michael Jackson as a kid than I would be Tide Pods.
He ruined more kids' lives than Tide Pods.
So far.
Do we have proof?
It's still early in this Tide Pod thing.
Do we have proof? Do we have proof that Michael Jackson did more work than Tide Pod?
No, allegedly.
No,
Allegedly.
Now, okay.
I love my MJ.
So,
allegedly.
So
KJ, I'm right there with you. I've actually been to the Neverland Ranch before.
I'm so sorry.
As a captain. He was a captain.
Yes. He had me tied up by Giggles.
That's why you were so non-resistant when I tied you up in the taco truck.
Giggles, isn't that the monkey off of Simpsons?
Oh yes, my bad.
I don't fucking know.
Get the fucking Cheetos. We're having a Simpsons marathon now.
I'm gonna fucking turn it on after the show tonight. Because that's a strain that this strain, it's Candyland. Let's see. Shit, we're a weed show, and I haven't really talked about weed tonight. So I'm going to talk about what I'm smoking. KJ knows. I showed him earlier. It's Chem 4 OG.
I'm going to cry.
It's pretty awesome. Not going to lie. But that's shatter, so it's extract. I've got it in a little vape pen. KJ can see me, maybe.
I'm looking at you right now. I'm waiting to see it.
There you go. You see that?
That's adorable. It looks like a pocket vibe.
It does. It does, right? But I mean, it stores about 1.5 grams of weed or of extract, so I'm pretty happy with it. But yeah, I got shatter loaded in that, and then I also got Candyland. This is other strain. It's pretty fucking awesome.
It sounds so whimsical for something that's going to make my head roll back and forth for like 3 hours while I contemplate if I'm sliding in and out of my chair.
No, bro, no. It's not that. It's. Well, I mean, maybe.
I'm the worst person to smoke with, dude. Every fucking time I
Now I
smoke.
wanna smoke with you, bro.
What?
Now I want to smoke with you.
Okay, literally every time I smoke, Charlie, every fucking time, my head does the fucking roll the one shoulder, roll in front of me all the way, roll the other, and then I do that back and forth for about a half hour. Then I have an hour of complete obliteration where I can't even speak. Then at some point I realize that my arms are levitating on their own as one arm goes up, the other one has to balance out, so I just bring that one up, but now my other arm is too heavy, so I got to put it down. I mean, and then I have an hour of complete obliteration and silence, and then finally, where I'm like the last part of my high, for a solid like 2.5, 3 hours, I'll sit there and be like, I know I'm sitting upright in this chair. I know I'm sitting upright, and I am sitting upright. My head is on the back of this chair, and it hasn't moved, but I feel like I'm sliding out of my chair.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I my face hurts right now because I'm smiling so hard. I really want to smoke with you now. Like, I was kind of bummed out because they actually had the What the Fuck Nation radio staff retreat up here in Colorado last time. I was a fucking newbie on the air, so I was kind of in Spurs' shoes. I think I'd had maybe 2 shows, and so I didn't want to go up there. I didn't want to impose, and but I kind of regret not going up there for it because it looked like they had some fun. Quite a few people there, I think, or after getting to know them, after being part of the radio show for a year and a half now. I think they'd be pretty cool people to be high with.
I would
especially Reddy.
Oh,
I want to get lit with Reddy.
I would love to get lit with Jay Reddy. I want to get drunk with Ice, and I want to get lit with Jay Reddy.
Yep. Well, Ice is he's gonna come for a smoke sesh after he gets out.
I'm oh my god, that sounds fucking incredible. That sounds amazing.
It'll be awesome. But yeah, you guys are the invite's there. You guys are ever in Colorado, hit me up and we'll fucking get together.
All right.
I won't get you so high that you'll be in that situation. I'll tell you when to stop, KJ.
No, that's enough.
I'll cut you off.
Did I ever tell you? No. Did I ever tell you why I stopped?
Why did you stop?
So of course my whole life I've always tried to make friends with a lot of people. I try to make friends with cops. I try to make friends with paramedics. I try to make friends with people that if shit goes down, I can call them and be like, hey, something happened. What do I do? Because for some reason when I was a teenager, I thought the whole world was going to explode by 2010 or 2012 or something like that. So, of course, it's 2010. I'm 18, and I'm freaking the fuck out because I have a summer job, and I'm in my first year of college, my first attempt at college. And my manager's like, hey, KJ, you want to go smoke? I'm like, you hired me, but okay.
Is this a trap?
I'm like, is this a trap? And
that's bait.
She's sitting there like, bait. This ain't a fucking trap. We all fucking smoke here. It's all good. Notice how we didn't drug test you when you came up? Oh, okay, whatever. Because I was working at a fucking Auntie Anne's pretzel shop. So fucking,
awesome.
Oh yeah, fucking pepperoni pretzels and fucking getting blitzed. So of course we fucking go to we go to her car, we go to her fucking house, but all of us fucking pile in her fucking 99 Toyota Camry. Fucking roll up to her house, she fucking starts passing the fucking bowl around, and I take one hit, and I realize I'm not fucking with what I used to fuck with in high school. And it's been a matter of 6 months.
This is going to be an issue now.
6 months, and the entire fucking time I'm freaking the fuck out.
It's like that Louis C.K. He said that he was in St. Louis, I think, and some guys came up after a show and asked him if he wanted to smoke weed, and he's like, "Yeah, why not?" St. Louis, there's nothing else to fucking do. So they got high, and like he said, after a couple, he was taking huge fucking rips, right? And all the guys were telling him, "Hey, calm down, yeah, slow down." And he's like, "Yeah, I used to do this all the time." But he said about 5 minutes in, his exact words were, "Oh, this is going to be an issue now."
Literally everything to this song that I'm going to send you that when we go on break, you should listen to it. Okay. But everything that happened in this fucking song, I'm going to send you a YouTube link.
Gotcha.
Everything that happened in this song, I fucking did. Like, everything.
You talking about Too High? Lil Dicky?
Yeah, Lil Dicky, Too High.
Yeah, I've done that about 8 times.
I fucking and it was
before
just
I even heard that song. That shit is so fucking funny. But yeah, I do that too.
awful.
Even still.
Off of one
Like-
fucking hit, I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm counting streetlights. I'm begging to go to Taco Bell to get some fucking food.
Yeah, like shit. Last night, I had a few edibles, and wifey had one. So I came downstairs to make something, and it was just gonna be something real quick. I forgot what, maybe like nachos or something. But I ended up baking a fucking pizza, just because I'm like, oh, you know, I opened it up and opened up the fridge to get the cheese out, and I see the pepperoni, and I'm like, pepperoni nachos? No, pizza.
Pepperoni nachos.
So I decided to make pizza. You know, now it's pepperoni nachos sounds pretty awesome. But yeah, I was downstairs for fucking 40 minutes. She's like, I thought you were just making nachos. I'm like,
Made
yeah, I
pizza,
just got
babe.
distracted. You know? But yeah, that shit still happens to me. That Lil Dicky song is
Oh,
probably truth as far as my weekly events.
between that and fucking and classic male pregame, that is my life. Fucking classic male pregame is
I'm a
me
white
now.
dude guy. Have you heard White Dude?
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Uh,
But no, it's pretty. It's
oh man, you know, we've been doing this for you. You guys want to take a break? Take
yeah,
5
we can.
minutes.
We can.
Yeah.
I gotta go pee.
Yeah, I gotta refill the drink on me, so
I gotta find my Mountain Dew.
I got cotton mouth.
I gotta get that MLG2 Pro going.
when we
Oh,
come back, I'll let you all in on the one time that I actually did smoke. So
Oh my god,
This is
gonna
gonna be good. Hey, join us at the end of the. We're gonna be back in about what 5 minutes.
Rough.
KJ's pushing buttons for us tonight,
Yeah.
guys. Typically, it's Jason. Jason's dealing with his newborn baby at home. Congrats again, by the way.
congrats.
Better be listening. Fucking
He's probably getting caught up on some sleep.
yeah, I don't blame him, man. It's really cool. I'm glad that they're home. Everything's good. He was in the little guy was in NICU for a couple days, so
Oh man.
yeah, but he's good now. Everything's golden. But yeah, I can't wait to hear this story, Spurs.
Yeah, I'll let you in when we come back.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Should be about 7-ish minutes, and yeah, we're just gonna let it roll through the Facebook chat. So
Gotcha.
See you guys
smoke 'em
then.
if you got them.
You're listening to the sounds of WTF Nation Radio.
Always in clouds, looking up and fading out. Cirrus shapes I found blow me away. Van Allen right around, pushing through. Skin is brown. Nature has us trapped in fear, so I get lost in sound. I wonder if you'll ever know why I am the way I am. I've been thinking a lot about
I just got fucking cucked by a fucking Winamp. What's going on, everybody? Oh,
We're back.
man. My
What
playlist,
happened?
my playlist decided, my playlist decided to skip, and it
Oh,
skipped
man.
over. It skipped over the next song, which was you're listening to. Screw it, I'll do it here. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, WTF Nation Radio, WTF Nation Radio. There we go. Ha, we're back.
The green room.
Ugh,
There we go.
yeah. Bloody Winamp cucked me.
You got cucked by Winamp.
I got cucked by Winamp.
So, before we went on break, we were talking about our experiences and why KJ stopped imbibing in marijuana. But Spurs said that he was going to tell us something pretty interesting. Go ahead.
So let's rewind the time and go way back. And I was 17. Now, mind you, I had already signed my early entry papers into the military. So I had already answered the question, had I ever smoked weed before? And I said no. But I had this window between my summer of my, senior year. And I took this scuba diving class. My high school offered a scuba diving class. All right. So we did a whole bunch of scuba diving in the school swimming pool and got to the end. And the end portion, we took this field trip up to Salt Lake City, or just east of Salt Lake City, and there's this cavern that stays 92 degrees. And of course, we're staying the night at this hotel. And when you get a whole bunch of teenagers together and only 2 chaperones, insanity ensues. So, of course, I had brought, I think, 2 or 3 bottles of alcohol, and everybody else brought all sorts of other things. And we spent the night drinking away. Well, after getting totally rip-roaring drunk, I'm out on the back porch.
Oh, God. No.
Yep. And a buddy of mine goes, here, you got to try this. And poor decisions, right? That they always come at the right time.
Fucking rookie mistake.
So I just hit this big fat bowl, and I am lit up. And I think it was about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning when this happened.
Okay.
I passed out and woke up. It was about an hour later, still drunk and high. And they went, let's go scuba diving. So we walked down to this cavern, and I put on all my gear, and I go for a dive. And I go down in about 35 feet. Now, this cavern is about, I would say 20 feet across in diameter.
Okay.
And it just goes down 90 feet. So I go down about 30 feet, and it's lit all the way down. And I just lay on my back, and I watch the bubbles float up above me.
I'm dying.
I thought to myself, I'm never going to top this. This has to be the perfect ultimate high. I'm drunk, I'm high, and I'm scuba diving in 90-degree water. So after that, I didn't do it again. But I just thought that was the ultimate experience.
That sounds...
There should be a movie about that. Now I'm going to have to enroll in scuba diving classes.
That sounds
I did a lot of free
incredible.
diving in Hawaii, but I was still active duty, so I didn't really go down high. But
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Speechless.
That sounds fucking incredible.
He's trying to imagine.
Like I'm thinking about it, and I have a guttural fear of water that I can't see the bottom of, and that just sounds. Just roll on your back at 20 feet, watch the bubbles go up, and you're drunk, you're high. It's just...
Well, see me, my
Blitz.
first time drinking, like to the point of getting blitzed, to smoking weed. It was a bad time. I fucking threw up a lot, but I drank a lot prior, so.
Well, I had, of course.
That's why I assumed you had a bad problem, because they typically say, if you smoke before you drink, everything will be okay. But if you drink and then smoke, it's not really a fun time.
Yeah, and it didn't end up bothering me, but man, it was.
That's pretty cool though, man.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear about the horrible thing I did to the kid I was playing Arma with, Charlie?
No, what happened?
Okay, so as everyone knows, I'm a huge fucking gamer nerd. I'm fucking rocking this WT Nation gaming. But a few weeks ago, I think it was in December. I'm playing Arma 3. I'm playing Arma 3 Exile, which is pretty much just a survival mod for Arma. And this dude joins my fucking team. And we're calling him, Mr. High Speed, because he's getting ready to enlist in the Marine Corps. And he is just, he's with me, he's with a Marine Corps veteran, he's with an old Navy chief. All of us are fucking playing. We're all prior service or active duty. We're all having a fucking blast. We got some RTC cadets. It's a whole slew across the entire spectrum of military.
Then you got to try hard.
And this guy, no, we were very welcoming. Like he had very honest questions about what to expect. And realistic questions, not like, "Am I going to get to shoot anybody?" But like, "Hey man, when I'm qualifying on the range, I know the Army does the pop-up targets. How does the Marine Corps do their qualifications?" And blah blah blah. And the good ones like, "Why does the Army use the CCO versus the Marine Corps? Why do they use iron sights?" Good questions. Yep. And then eventually we started asking questions of our own about him. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm so excited to enlist." I'm like, "Yeah," it's like, "I even had a party. We had a fucking party." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And he says, "Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I got completely wasted." I'm like, "Okay, underage drinking, we're fucking cool. We're all cool as shit. No big deal."
We've done that.
And then he says this fucking piece of pricelessness. "Yeah, it's fucking, drinking, fucking smoked a couple of joint spliffs." I forgot the phrase he used. Something hip new young lingo. And I instantly knew he smoked weed. 2 weeks before he ships, he smoked weed. So my mind, instead of going to, "It's going to be okay, don't stress it, talk to your recruiter and they'll push your date back, she made a stupid decision," went to, "Fuck with the kid." So instantly, and no shit, same microphone, a little bit different platform we're talking on, but instantly my voice gets real fucking deep, like, real intense, real deep. And I'm sitting like, "Yo, Azalor, what the hell, man, dude? You just fucking smoked weed after signing your enlistment papers, and you're getting ready to roll out in 2 fucking weeks. They're going to drug test you the minute you get to MEPS. The minute you get to MEPS, they're going to drug test you. Then, if you fail it at MEPS, they're going to send you to Marine Corps Recruit Depot regardless. And don't worry, when they send you to MCRD, they're going to drug test you there as well. And then when they drug test you there as well, that's when they're going to fucking throw the book at you, dude. You're looking at 18 to 20 fucking years in Leavenworth. You're looking at fucking paying back the United States government $850,000 fucking dollars for that's how much time it takes to process each recruit. Dude, you have wasted so much fucking time of you need to call your recruiter right now and pray he can cancel that paperwork. So that it's fucking 2:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
This dude is in Colorado, and his excuse for smoking was it's legal in my state. It's legal in my state. And like, "But dude, it's not legal federally. The government, the DOD follows federal law, man. You're fucked, man. You're so fucked." And everybody, the Navy chief who was in for 25 years, the fucking Marine Corps infantry veteran that was fucking in for 2 tours, the ROTC cadets who haven't even fucking touched a rifle yet, all of them are fucking just jumping on this train of fuck with the kid.
That's fucking great.
So at 2:30 in the morning, we get him into such a frenzy. We tell him to call his recruit. He calls his recruiter at 2:30 in the fucking morning. I stay up till fucking 4:30 in the fucking morning to hear this. I'm sorry, 3:30 in the morning to hear this. And I'm sitting there like, "Oh my God, please let this be real." And I'm like, "Dude, what's your recruiter's number?" He tells me, and I fucking look it up real quick to see if it's real. And yeah, okay, it's real. It's linked to a fucking recruiting station. Oh my God, this is going to be fucking great. Bam. He speakerphones the call. The recruiter's like, "Hey, what do you need? It's like 2:30 in the fucking morning. What's up?" And he's like, Hey, Sarn, I fucked up, man. I fucked up bad. He's fucking crying. He's scared shitless. I'm like, oh my god, I hope this guy's fucking chill. I hope he's gonna have a fucking laugh with this. Tells him what he did. Recruiter fucking like, oh my god, you're such a fucking stupid private. Alright, we'll deal with this in the fucking morning. So, of course, we all go to sleep. He goes to sleep fucking terrified. We know what's gonna happen, which is he's just gonna get his start date pushed back a month.
Yeah.
We all know that's gonna happen. Lo and fucking behold, the following fucking morning, we get a phone. We're all in Discord. It's the fucking Sunday. We get we're all in Discord. We're all chit-chatting. And he fucking hops in the chat. And like, what the fuck's up? He's hopping in the chat. He's on his phone. And lo and behold, he's on his phone. He's linked his phone call to fucking Discord. And we hear, his recruiter's fucking, which one of you motherfuckers told him he was going to go to Leavenworth for fucking 18 to 25 years and have to pay $850,000 fucking dollars? And my dumb ass is, I did. What's up, Sarn? How you doing? What's going on? He's like, that's fucking priceless, man. Fucking priceless. And you just hear in the background from little dude like, fuck you guys, y'all fucking suck. And lo and behold, he is now at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, and I've already sent him his fucking care package with a dildo.
Good.
Yeah,
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, but fucking, I got so high on the way to a Bob Dylan concert that I missed the concert and passed out in the back of the wrong truck. Woke up at a gas station in a different state. That's a life fucking goal.
Who said that? Is that from
awesome.
chat?
That's from Facebook. Heath, that is awesome.
Damn. See, I can't multitask, guys. Like, I'll zone out reading all these comments. That's the only reason I don't have the chat open. Because I just get high and talk. If I have to read, I just don't talk anymore.
I have another horrible gaming story while smoking weed, and this is from actually my personal experience.
Nice. These are always fun. I love these.
Okay. So, have you ever heard of a game called Amnesia: The Dark Descent?
No.
All right, it's an old game from on the GameCube, and it was a horror game, and as we all seen, KJ does not do horror games. And what it does is it not only do you have enemies and shit like that, but there's a psychoses meter, and the more insane you are, the crazier the game gets. It fakes you out by saying you deleted all your files. It
what the fuck, dude?
It turns the volume off completely on your TV. It'll black out your screen. It'll give you the dreaded GameCube error of like your GameCube fucking completely took a shit, like the Red Ring of Death for the Xbox 360.
This is a legitimately evil. I've never fucking found a game that I think I would hate.
And
I think that this game is bad for my.
It learns. So of course I'm at that point in my life where I'm fucking like, this game came out 6 years prior to me ever picking up a joint.
Gotcha.
So I finally get around to playing it, and of course I'm sitting there and I'm high as shit over at my friend's house playing this. And the first time that like the screen tilted because I was so fucking insane in the game,
you're like, my head is moving.
I lost my fucking shit.
That's awesome.
Like, I threw the controller into the GameCube, and because it's a GameCube, it doesn't break, it just fucking shifts. And I threw the controller into the GameCube, and the GameCube fucking went in the TV, and the TV fucking, like, exploded. And then I wake up the next fucking morning and realize that none of that happened. Because my friend, after throwing the GameCube in front of me, put his iPad in front of me, showing me a controller hitting a GameCube, hitting the TV, and the TV exploding. I was fucking...
Dude, that's strain, like...
I don't know what it was. Because I was in fucking high school, so like...
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, weed.
Nice.
Don't ever look into a mirror when you're high as fuck.
Don't ever look into a mirror when you're high as fuck. It will steal your soul.
Now you got me all freaked out, man.
Dude, Charlie, every time I walk past a mirror, I keep telling myself, you ain't gonna get me today, and every time it looks back at me and says, sure shit I am. So I don't know which one is which.
Is it Twilight Zone?
Dude, have you ever fucking watched that stoned?
Yeah.
Oh my
all
god.
The time, dude. They have marathons every now and then.
Oh my god.
Fuck, dude. I love shit like that. The only thing, like, I was actually talking to Jason about this the other day. I'm a big science guy. Like, I can sit here and watch fucking hours and hours of television shows, how the universe works, fucking, just even the History Channel, shit like that. Like I can really zone out into those shows, but horror for me, I've got no problem with it. But my wife, she can't do anything scary. So
that's my wife as well.
Yeah, I watch. I love the old Alfred Hitchcock fucking shows. I love the Twilight Zone. It's all pretty great, stoned. But I've never really had that sensation where I don't realize that it's not real. So, and I've smoked some pretty fire shit.
I hate this. I tried doing everything I could when I was a teenager and I was smoking.
Right.
So my dumbass decided to watch fucking Schindler's List while high.
Oh, that's a rough watch.
That was by far.
I empathize with like the characters when I'm high. I mean, I don't think I can empathize.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was watching it with my best friend, one of my best friends, and the guy and my dealer, for lack of better words, because fucking teenager in high school, it was cool to have a dealer. And sure as fucking shit, I'm like, let's watch Schindler's fucking List, and fucking 3 hours of just fucking nonstop passing around the bowl and sadness. And the entire time we're laughing about the fact that the guy's gun jammed and didn't fucking clean it properly. We're just fucking talking there, just focusing on that motherfucker cleaned his fucking Luger properly. He could have shot that guy, no problem, and say he looks like an ass in front of his subordinates because we're all JRTC cadets. We talked about it like oh god, 6 months ago, 7 months ago. It's like, oh my god, that was so fucking dark. That was so fucking dark.
I think I need to go down to the store now and get something, maybe some edible. Do you think that's where I should start?
Yeah,
dude. Okay,
and then I'll come home and pop in the Band of Brothers.
Oh, dude,
that'd be a good watch.
That'd be fun
because I can get into that. I'm an infantry grunt, so I can't really. And my wife's German, like from Munich, so she doesn't like watching that. But I'll watch that shit all day.
Fucking oh my god! I just watched Generation
Got the
Kill.
box set of that, or I've got the extended version of Lord of the Rings. So I mean, either one of those, I think they might be all right.
Yeah.
Okay, you want an excellent movie series to watch while completely and totally just whatever. Drunk, stone, rolling off a Flexerol because the VA prescribes you whatever.
Any of the Broken Lizard.
I was going to smack you if you said Brokeback Mountain.
Any of the Broken Lizard. No, the Beer Fest, Super Troopers. They got another one coming out.
Super Troopers
2.
They do?
Yeah, it's coming out 4/20.
Fucking Farva.
Fuck Farva. Can I get a liter of cola?
Hey, what would you guys like to get? I can get you, would you like a drink? Some coffee, milk, a liter of cola? Oh, I like it here.
Let's take a large Farva. I don't want a large Farva. I want a fucking liter of cola. Yeah, no, man, those movies, I could sit there and watch those high. The Interview's another one. I got it on Xbox, on Xbox Video.
I've never seen The Interview.
It's pretty fucking funny.
I've never seen The Interview, and I've never fucking seen Range 15.
I've never seen Range 15.
Okay,
like, I'm not really big into like the super vet scene.
So that'll be our get together. Is we'll sit down, and Ice will force me to watch Range 15, and you and I will sit there and just get obliterated.
I don't think there's enough weed to make me want to watch Range 15.
Oh, come on, man. There's got to be. There's always enough weed for anything. I mean, if you looked at my ex-wife, easily about a pound and a half. That's starting. I mean, I made the mistake of marriage, so of course I but other things were involved there. Lots of alcohol. So that acts as a force multiplier. So that pound and a half with let's say a bottle of Jack Daniels became like the equivalent of like, I don't know, 3 3/4 pounds, and then we multiply that by the length of marriage. So
We're going mathematical.
Yeah.
Let's go to math, guys.
1 + 1 = 2.
What I'm translating math wise that over to a gallon of Pendleton and a good stop at the weed shop.
Yeah, if you do get edibles, I don't know if you were serious about that. If you get edibles, make sure you follow the dose.
All right.
I'm going to tell this story, since how everyone's telling. This is the only thing that I've ever had that equated to like a bad time. We came from Hawaii, and I was on terminal leave, so we were moving here. We stopped in a hotel, and I had been researching. My mother-in-law, she's actually a pretty well-respected natural medicine doctor in Munich, so she has her own firm there. So she got me thinking about using marijuana instead of the pills after I got out of the military, because she saw how I was on the pills, and she knew I was getting medically retired. So she's just pointed me in that direction. So I started researching it and finding a bunch of these cases. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. We landed, and I stopped by the first dispensary I could. We landed in Denver. Stopped by the first dispensary that popped up on the map. And
Thanks, Google.
Yeah, and so I went in there. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that I could ever just walk into a place and nonchalantly order fucking marijuana, or just pick it up and open the fucking jar and smell it.
I'll take 3
and say,
pounds
oh
of
no,
diesel.
let me look at that one, because you never had that with a dealer. You had a guy who typically had 2 or 3 go-to strains.
You had a shitty deal.
You walk in and there's this fucking 30 or 40 different strains. There's like 8 or 9 different types of edibles. So my wife told me she wanted to try one. She'd never smoked weed before, so I was like, okay, cool. I'll get her an edible. It was a 10 milligram edible. So I got the sativa one. I didn't know the difference between indica and sativa at that point. And sativa, that keeps you awake. So I told her what to expect. Nice, mellow, lounging, relaxing high. Probably take a nap. So she took it, and her heart started beating fast. She said, like really fast. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna notice it. I mean, you're gonna notice it. So she started freaking out, and she basically thought she was having like a heart attack. And so I went down to the truck to grab the phone. I come back upstairs to the hotel room, and she's cleaning the hotel. Like she was just expecting, the relaxing couch lock, which is an indica. So I got the sativa instead. So she was fucking freaking out, and yeah, you're gonna feel your heart rate a lot more. But yeah, she legit thought she was having a heart attack. And then I go down to the truck, come back, and she's like cleaning, like nothing's going on. And this was at like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you cleaning the room? She's like, oh, I just figured.
Just needed to.
Yeah, I was like, okay, but that's the only time I've ever had any type of like experience like that, or have known anybody to have that type of experience, like a bad trip. I'm always happy when I smoke. I'm always pretty lighthearted, so it's not too bad.
My whole thing is when I would smoke, like I said, I would do the whole head roll thing, and of course there'd be that hour interlude where anyone could say anything to me, and I'd be like, yeah, man. But the worst part of it was when I, because I was a young dumb teenager, I had to drive home, and oh my god, that is a glorious fucking bong.
That's a 2-footer.
That's okay. Anyway, as I'm distracted by the glory of Charlie's bong, I had to drive home one time, and of course I wait hours because I'm so paranoid of a DUI. Hours. I'm at my friend's house. He's like, we got finished smoking like 9 hours previously. And of course, my dumb ass, I feel, okay, I'm gonna have to drive home. It's been 9 hours. I've slept for 6 of those. I'm good. I get home, no problem, no issue. I turn off my car. I turn off my lights. I walk inside to my mom and dad's house. I open the door. I close the door. I walk into my bedroom. And then I wake up and realize I'm still on my friend's couch. And it's been a day and a half.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm and I'm sitting there the entire time like, holy fucking shit, that was fucking
I call that
great.
Tuesday.
And
That's my Tuesday.
Shit like that where it's like it's vivid dreaming was something that like I missed. That was something I did all the fucking time. Loved it. Now it's
That's the only way I can dream anymore. Thanks, Army.
Now I get lucky if I fucking get to see fucking Jennifer Lawrence in my dream, my future ex-wife.
Yeah. Nah, man, it's not bad because, like for me, I it's not for everyone. I can't sit here and say that it's for everyone, but that's like the whole reason we wanted to do this show was just have that option, Because if we can sit there and be just given all these Skittles from the VA that kill us, why can't we just make the decision to fucking use a plant to eliminate those? Just give us a fucking choice. Let us make that choice.
Because then that means that you have the power over your own body.
For real.
Which we should in the United States, anyways.
Yep, that's the libertarian. I mean, that's something you and I have in common.
It's the government shouldn't tell us what we can and cannot do with our own bodies.
No.
Most definitely.
But
yeah, it's insanity. But I mean, with all the pills that I was taking, dreams. I mean, the actual pills that actually gave me seizures, the mefloquine that we were taking in Iraq, the anti-malaria meds. Fucking that gave me some wild dreams. But I mean, weed for me, dude, it just helps me calm down. It helps my mind relax at night because my mind just wouldn't turn off. And so I was taking 100 milligrams of trazodone, and a fucking blood pressure med that made me drowsy too. So I eliminated that with the strain. It's just fucking expensive after a while,
I can understand that, dude. It's fucking okay. So like my wife got fucking diagnosed with groups as a sickness a couple of weeks ago, which is something that mainly affects kids. It's a respiratory infection.
Yeah.
And literally, the doc says as we're leaving the ER, he hands prescription after prescription after prescription. And he's like, okay, here you go. It's gonna, here you go. Enjoy. It's like, oh, or you really don't need these. You just fucking smoke smoke weed for like 2 days. You'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
What? So we can't do that because of her profession. What I was trying to do at the time. So fucking, we go to get the prescriptions filled.
Right.
$550 fucking dollars.
Mm-hmm.
For upper respiratory infection medicine. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's insane, dude.
It's fucking nuts. Meanwhile, fucking pot, $20, and I get to fucking laugh at fucking Seth Rogen, in whatever fucking movie, because I find his hair adorable.
Yeah. I like his laugh when I'm high. His laugh is fucking hilarious. That's another reason the interview, dude. You got to watch the interview. He's pretty funny in there. But no, it's for me, dude. There's whenever I was taking the pills, I was getting a couple hours of sleep a night, and then I'd wake up, be awake for a couple of hours, and then go be able to fall back asleep. But now I can actually get 5, 6, 7 hours straight from coming out in the garage before bed and smoking a bowl. I usually sleep best Sunday nights because I'm usually out here for 2 hours steady smoking.
Nice.
Because of the show. So thank you guys for that.
It's a perfect welcome, perfect excuse, right?
Absolutely. But no, dude, I just can't. Going back, I'm stuck on that comment that was in the chat. We hit on it briefly, talking about any marijuana arrest is. What was that full comment? Do you remember?
Let
me go back here.
I got it.
It's like it was against human nature or human civility or whatever.
I'm looking for it right now. My Facebook chat will not let me go that far.
Okay, no worries.
Fantastic.
Well, I mean, it's
every cannabis arrest is a violation of natural human rights.
Natural human. There's a lot wrong with that comment, though. And because we touched on it earlier, there's a lot of fucking violence associated with marijuana, but the violence associated with it comes from prohibition of it. Same thing with alcohol. Look at what alcohol did. Alcohol almost tore America apart.
Figuratively,
whenever it was fucking, it's insane. So that creates that violence. So, but there are fucking laws. There are people that have been arrested for marijuana that deserved it. Absolutely deserved it. I just don't think that. I don't think it's a fucking. It should be a law, but it is a law, like you said.
Yeah.
Sucks. But whenever your attorney general has a paying interest in private prison, it pays to keep it illegal federally.
Here's the part that will always frustrate me.
Right.
When it comes to even that specific statement, every cannabis arrest is a violation of natural human rights.
Mm-hmm.
Your natural human right, and this is the blunt realism of it, your natural human right is fight or flight. That is it. That is all you are guaranteed in life. You are guaranteed to fight, which is to live and to struggle and to be human. And it's not just fighting in the sense of fighting, but it's fighting in the sense of all aspects of it. Every day is some form of a fight. There's always some conflict that you're gonna have to overcome and adapt to and proceed past it. Be it fucking getting out of bed, which is the basis form of it, or if some man walks into your fucking 7-Eleven, starts lighting up the place with a fucking Uzi. Or flight, which is you run away and you do nothing. That is the base principle. That, talking completely philosophically, the base principle. The only natural human right is fight or flight. To live or to run away and live again, which leads back to live. That's it. Your only right is to live. However, when it comes to anything extra that you add to your body that is not necessary to live or to sustain life, all the things from cigarette to heart medication to fucking even fucking sex. Well, no, even fucking recreational sex, not procreational, but recreational sex.
Hey, fuck you! I do that often.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, but seriously, those are not.
I'm not giving that up.
Those
you can
are
have
not
my guns.
recreational. Guns. There we go. Guns. Guns are not something you need for that singular, the sole basis for all human rights.
They make it easier.
They make it easier. It's a tool, but you can still kill somebody without a gun. Just like you can still be killed without a gun. Every cannabis arrest is a violation of natural human rights. No.
Yeah, it's a wording.
Marijuana
thing.
is not.
I agree. I understand what he's trying to fucking say. Yeah. That it shouldn't be.
It's abysmal.
There shouldn't be people arrested for smoking marijuana or possessing marijuana. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah,
the wording of it, though, he just doesn't understand what natural human rights are.
Yeah, it's abysmal that people get arrested for it over stupid shit.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm glad it's decriminalized in a lot of states. I'm glad that that it's recreational and medicinal and more. But the part that is, it's not a right, it's a privilege. And that privilege right now can be taken away just as quickly as, say, when you commit a crime and you lose your Second Amendment rights. Or you fucking decide to dick around and not make good decisions with your money, and your credit score goes to shit, and you can't get a loan, you can't get a mortgage.
Right.
Smoking weed right now is a privilege that the federal government is saying, okay, Colorado, okay, Oregon, okay, Cali, you can do this. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's a privilege right now from the federal.
It's a half privilege.
Yeah.
See, I think that the problem that I still have with the federal government to these states is that there's no banking. These dispensaries are still dealing in cash. They're still dealing with, I make this money and I can't do normal stuff with it.
Mm-hmm.
But, when it comes to taxation, Colorado, I think they were having, to actually go down with this cash to the tax office to pay their dues. And, the federal government needs to either back out or
because
help them
I guarantee you that if the federal government decides to not mess with it, there are going to be plenty of private investors that have no problem backing cash for this business, because it's a fucking cash crop, literally. I mean,
the Phoenicians used it for fucking everything. Greeks,
the U.S.
Germanic
Army
tribes.
used it for fucking vehicles in World War II. They used hemp for it. Yep. To make Jeeps.
What? You mean the U.S. government used hemp? I mean that does explain. Never mind. I'm not that joke. I don't have a punchline for that. That's good enough. Never mind. I had something and I lost it, and I was like, I'm not even gonna try to save it.
Welcome to my
roll my
Groundhog Day.
d20 to see if I say it anyway. I got a 7 out of 20. I ain't saying it. Oh, God. That's how much of a nerd KJ is. He's got fucking like 90 dice on his fucking desk. I have to say though, it is refreshing to see the attitude change.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, it's nice to hear that, you know, my parents, after, you know, 17, 18 years of my life, don't smoke, 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 don't smoke. I finally get out of the house. My little brother becomes of age. He has a medical condition. Okay, just don't smoke in the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's how it was whenever we went to Florida.
Yeah.
Because my grandma, like, she knew that my aunts smoked, but they smoked recreationally. And my grandma also saw how I was on my pills. And so whenever I came down there, she was like, I told her, I was like, I'm still going to smoke, but I'll respect you enough not to do it anywhere near your house. You know, I'll walk around the block, go down to the park or something, but I won't do it at your house. And she's like, no, just do it. If you can just do it on the back patio. If it's raining, do it in my bathroom. Just open the window.
Oh, just do it in the bathroom.
And
no
this
big
is the
deal.
same lady that, you know, when I was growing up, was one of the ones all behind this, you know, just say no movement and dare movement. And, you know, marijuana is a gateway drug. You know, just seeing that mindset change in her, the people that a person I never thought I would see it change in, you know, and then seeing my grandfather actually use it in the latter part of his life, you know, to potentially extend his life. It's crazy.
I can't wait to see what happens in the next 5 years. I can't wait to see Brady go to another Super Bowl and possibly get a seventh ring. Is it seventh or eighth ring at that point?
Seventh, ninth.
Hopefully ninth. Hopefully he gets another 5 rings. You know, 6 rings including this one. You know, I can't wait to see fucking pot be legalized recreationally in Tennessee, which would. Be
I just want to hear what the
amazing.
excuses are going to be, dude. They're one of the most heavily scrutinized teams. I wonder what the excuse is going to be when they win it. I mean, they've already gone to the paying the referees. So.
Oh my God.
It's so funny, dude.
A referee is allowed, and I'm not gonna lie, I have seen fucking referees celebrate at the end of games with other teams.
Well, that wasn't even a celebration. Peyton Manning, dude. There was like fucking referees the year that Peyton Manning had his fucking record-breaking year.
Yeah, and it's just because
Every
they get
fucking
caught
game,
up.
the officials were like, Jesus Christ, this dude's still going. You know, and every game they were still, you know, congratulating him.
Yeah.
But there's people, the conspiracy guys coming out with that. I don't know if you saw that, the one with the referee smiling in the end zone after one of the touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's just like a screenshot, and they're like, "Oh, look, this guy's obviously he's celebrating, he's helping the Pats."
They're fucking.
But you watch that video, and it's breaking up a fight. I mean,
Yeah,
he's caught in the middle of a celebration and a fight. So
Yeah, it's part of the fucking. And I mean, there are times like I've seen in fucking Giants games, fucking refs get excited over something that happened, just like, oh my God, that play. You know, they lose. They're human. They can error and, you know.
Yeah. Referees do suck, but they suck for every fucking team.
Yeah.
Every goddamn team. But I can't wait for the excuse. I mean, we had the Spygate. We had, Spygate. I guess discredits
Spygate, Deflategate,
Deflategate. That, you know, an 8th grade science experiment disproves, and the league admitting in federal court under oath that they don't have any evidence against Brady, but they suspend him anyways.
Hey, you can't you can't do anything.
And now the refs.
Yeah, now the refs. Now the refs. Once again, I can't wait for another 10 years when it's fucking. I don't know, the fucking. Well, that'll never. The Broncos dynasty will never happen. But maybe the fucking, I don't know, Buccaneers dynasty.
Oh,
or the Bills.
You stop it right now.
Raiders, dude. I'd be interested to see the Raiders with Gruden.
Okay, calm down there. They're moving to Vegas, all right? Calm down
Well, I
there.
mean, they're still the Raiders with fucking John Gruden.
Oh God.
I mean, the dude, he's pretty fucking good.
Okay. I think it's time to do some house cleaning.
No, he's not.
Yes,
Nah,
yes,
now.
he is.
Pretty fucking good. I don't think he's $10 million a year good,
Oh,
but
Lord.
He's all talk.
he's an upgrade over Jack Del Rio.
Of course.
I'm sorry. I
And
can't.
look what that offense did under Jack Del Rio his first year.
Well, okay, so let me back up here. Del Rio back in Broncos country was doing good, But and it's just like your schmo that you have on your offensive coordinator.
McDaniel.
He was
You mean former head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. Here's another thing.
You mean the Broncos?
Cheaters. We're such big cheaters, but everyone wants our coaching staff.
Yeah,
every
exactly.
fucking season. I don't get it.
Maybe if you stop publishing your fucking playbooks in Madden.
Or getting your playbooks from Madden.
Oh my god. All right, let's do some fucking house cleaning. I'll knock it out, Charlie.
Awesome. Yes, thank you.
I got you, fam. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please put your assorted smoking devices aside just for a moment, we're going to go over what's coming up in the next couple of weeks. Tomorrow, January 29th, we have Blake Stillwell from We Are the Mighty. He's the Senior Director of Digital Video Content and the Mandatory Fun podcast host. He's a traveler, writer, and erstwhile adventurer with degrees in design, television and film, public relations, and international relations. He's a former U.S. Air Force combat cameraman and Iraq War veteran who spent most of his time as a field photographer and communications officer in the Middle East and Africa for the Near East Foundation. Blake has also worked for ABC News, NBC, HBO, and the White House. This Friday, we have Mary Harper from Operation Shoebox. Mary Harper is the founder and president of Operation Shoebox and will be on to discuss what they do for our troops overseas and how the holiday season went, sending thousands of shoeboxes to them. Operation Shoebox embraces a practical mission of providing hands-on support for our troops deployed overseas and returning home. It is the mission of Operation Shoebox to meet the needs of every hero with dignity and appreciation. Whether it looks like packing coffee, socks, toothpaste, and sports gear into care packages, or sending letters of encouragement, whether it looks like organizing fundraisers or collecting supplies for homeless veterans, Operation Shoebox is committed to treating every hero with care and honor. Next Monday, February 5th, we have PJ Walsh, a Navy veteran who's known as one of the hardest working comedians behind the microphone. His boundless energy and the strength of his physical comedy has carried him around the globe, from the Winter Olympic Games in Salt Lake City to over 20 overseas tours for U.S. troops in several countries, including Iraq and Afghanistan. PJ will be back on to tell us how his most recent tour overseas went and to let us know what he had been up to. Next Tuesday, February 6th, we have Kate Mannion. Kate Mannion was in the Marine Corps from 2008 to 2012 and was a member of the Marine Corps' first female engagement team. She deployed to Afghanistan twice and even crapped her pants there once. After getting out, she finished her degree at Fordham University in New York City and participated in the Veteran Immersion Program at The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Ooh, that's cool. Now she's a contributor for the military satire site Duffel Blog and coordinates social media for Barstool Sports, military podcasts, Zero Blogs 30. She's done sketch, improv, and stand-up, and now bombs at stand-up open mics in the Philadelphia area. And next Thursday, we have NASCAR... Oh, fucking sweet! We have NASCAR driver Jesse Iwuji. As a commissioned surface warfare officer in the Navy, Jesse Iwuji is the first active-duty NASCAR driver. In 2015, Jesse began his stock car racing career with aspirations of eventually rising to the top level of NASCAR in the future. Jesse is currently racing in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West. As a rookie in 2016, Jesse finished top 10 overall in points for the season out of 59 drivers in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West. He's going into his sophomore NASCAR K&N Pro Series season for 2017. That
sounds fucking interesting.
Yeah, it does.
Here's the thing, though. He's
I don't watch NASCAR, but that sounds pretty cool.
He's an officer in the Navy, and he's an active duty He's an active duty, but he drives for NASCAR. That's got to be fucking tits. Fucking Navy engineers working on your fucking car. Don't worry about it. Put a nuclear reactor in there. You can go hit fucking 0 to 800 in fucking 3.2 milliseconds.
Do they have a Navy car?
I hope to God they fucking do.
They should. Maybe we'll get corporate sponsors and get better gear.
Who is this Captain Jesse Iwuji is sponsored by fucking who? Doesn't say. I can't find his sponsors, but he's got fucking sponsorship from Perfect Hydration, which I can only assume is
Perfect
water company.
It's water, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey,
Go Navy.
Don't forget to check out some of our partners and friends. We have Project Overwatch with our current campaign, Paw Patrol. This is the campaign where they put the cameras on the back of the dogs, increases situational awareness of the officer and the canine unit, allows them to work dependently on each other and independently. And once again, they are entirely non-for-profit, so every dollar you donate will go to the campaign. And as always, Rangers lead the way. And War Horses for Veterans has their own campaign going, where they're trying to get a facility built on premises to allow them to operate year-round. This way, you know, we had Ice and Smoke go out there, and Ice and Red Leg and a few other people went out there to go ride.
Yeah, they had a lot of fun. A lot of good.
Jealous.
They had nothing but great things to say. I'm anxious to get out there. I really want to get out there whenever they have an opportunity.
I want to go out there.
Sounds like it'd be really therapeutic. They said it was a great time.
I want to get out there to get over my fear of horses. I'm terrified.
I'm not afraid of horses. I love horses. That was probably one of the good things about, you know, my father getting stationed in Oklahoma from Mass was, you know, I got to, you don't really run into horses, but I love horses. They're fun.
Terrified of fucking horses. But yeah, it's over the weekend. It's a 3-day horse networking experience. Go out there, eat some Midwest food, share your no shit there I was stories, safe, comfortable country environment. Also, don't forget to check out the Veterans Report. If you want veteran news and information all in one place, stop by the Veterans Report. No opinion, no politics, no bias, just regularly updated news about topics like the VA, changes and benefits, vets helping vets, and anything else that makes the news. There are links to all major media outlets at their website, www.theveteransreport.com. Federal and state veteran affairs departments, and even a link to an IMDb database of over 1,000 war movies that they all love to watch. Also, give them a like on Facebook. That's linked in the comments.
Hell yeah!
So, you got anything else for him? Charlie?
No, man. I'm actually really happy that I got the opportunity to do the show with you and Spurs tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. It's always a blast.
Little different vibe for the show, but it was a good vibe. I had a blast. You guys are welcome back anytime. Next week, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything's good with Baby Jason, and my normal co-host will be back. But yeah, we had a blast.
I'll be here back in a couple weeks at least.
Yeah, we got you scheduled. I'm glad you were able to hop on. I know it was like kind of impromptu, man, but I'm glad you stepped up and came in and covered down.
Of course.
Had some fun,
Set
man.
up for the future.
Hell yeah. Maybe you'll swing by a dispensary prior to that show. That way you can tell us another one of your awesome stories.
I've got to make it good. You know, I've got to have something to top over the scuba diving.
I don't think anything will ever top the scuba diving experience.
I don't know, but hey, trust me, if that's your only experience with it, typically it goes up.
That sounds fucking amazing.
Typically it goes up. But yeah, hey, guys, thanks. Great show. Had fun, and we'll see you back here next week.
See you then. Shots.
Improving, mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be in you.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.